thank you for joining me. I am Tamara Jean, the Awakening Mentor and Wellness Astrologer here on High Vibe TV, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I am calling this one Connecting to the Deep in different ways for different reasons. And we've moved into Pisces season now, so happy birthday to all the Pisces. And we just have so much water happening in our field right now, and I still see, and I believe I mentioned it in the last video, like seeing the consciousness of water that's just like flowing in, and it's like it was going deep and down, like very Scorpio like, right, which is where the moon is currently still, and that I really saw it getting into our foundation. And now seeing that we've entered Pisces season, I am seeing like a person and then all of this water all around, and it's really flowing through the different layers of our auric field. And being that we have, right, so much in water, we've got, of course, the moon is currently in Scorpio, the sun now in Pisces, North Node, Neptune, and Saturn, and just so much that is taking us into those more hidden or deeper realms. And with having so much water, it almost feels a bit waterlogged, right? And so I have this video for you. It's Inner Lotus Music is the channel, and it has that beautiful golden hue, of course, also that more kind of red orange color. So has that like fire vibe, and it reminds me of a compass, and that connecting to the deep and within. So I kept getting a theme of connecting to the divine within. I feel that will be a theme not only during this Pisces season, but also this nodal cycle with North Node Pisces, as we move through things. And right, we have all of these very powerful transits and things that we'll be going through. And so with the energies that we have, and this will be through, this information is coming through for Wednesday and Thursday, the 19th and the 20th, of which we will have on the 20th a third quarter moon in Sagittarius, and with the Mercury squaring Mercury squaring Jupiter exact, and we will have the moon sextiling Pluto. And I feel like that energy, we have to be mindful of being like unrealistic or like ungrounded and thinking that, you know, anything is possible, which is true, but meaning in a more, there's kind of like an ungroundedness, or a bit too, like things are too watery, so to speak. We're still working through, and being the third quarter moon, and like we're still emptying out, we're still releasing from that full moon in Leo that we had, right? That a lot of things that are deeper in the depths, or like further, or in our subtle energy bodies, because I saw a real focus on our energy bodies, right? The spiritual bodies, and how that, and then still with the fascia and the nervous system lit up, but a lot was this, the element, so more of a consciousness of the water element that is circulating through our field and into our subconscious or unconscious, in purpose of that there's a breaking up of old patterns. And, you know, the moon opposing Uranus will definitely, I feel, contribute to this energy, plus with the moon trining Saturn. I just feel like all of that energy will be contributing to and assisting, and we're getting into these deeper layers of established patterns and more instinctual patterns. And this feels like very individual yet collective, like the collective story, the collective journey, right? The human journey, or the human family and humanity. And we are to also go within, right, and work at it at a personal level, and that will contribute to the collective process in getting to those the instinctual patterns, but instinctual meaning that are rooted in like fear or survival. We're really working at and transforming, or working through, I guess I should say, and transforming those patterns. And there's a shift, and I kept getting like flow with the current, right? And there's purpose to our level of emotional sensitivity and this feeling sensitivity. So your like clairsentience may be really enhanced right now, right? Any of the clairs really can be highly enhanced, or some may be now starting to come online for you, any of the clairs. But the ones that I feel are getting really enhanced is definitely clairsentience, clairvoyance, and claircognizance, right? So your clear knowing, your clear sight, and your clear feeling, definitely enhanced at the moment, highly sensitive. And it's helping in a way to support your internal wisdom and your internal, right, your spiritual GPS. And that's what I liked about this. Not only does it have kind of like that fire vibe to help balance out all of the water that we have right now, but this rotation of what looks to me like a universal compass is to navigate through this water, right? And the currents can be flowing in many different directions, right? Much like a river or the ocean, how some can like be crashing into each other, right? Going one direction and going another direction. It can be very rough, or it could be very gentle. And I kept getting about like flowing with the current, and to like find your current. And this is in purpose of getting tuned into so precisely to your currency internally, and that you can't control the current, right? So that translates into not being able to control what is outside of you. However, right, how like within you and how you respond to things, right? That's what you do have control over. And shifting into like, are you going to react from these instinctual patterns that are rooted in, right, survival, fear-based coding that is distorted, right? It's being expressed. The blueprint of that is being expressed through a distorted filter, if you will, right? Creating this distorted pattern, like dysfunctional, I'm hearing, pattern, right? That it's not operating at its divine, the divine blueprint or the divine expression. And so everything that, like all of these energies assisting in ultimately getting to that and restoring the divine blueprint, right? That you carry, that you embody. And so, and this is a fine tuning to the current within. There was something else that was also coming through with all of that before I got to the physical body, because I was connecting into this energy, you know, and it's so it does right, it vacillates, seem to be vacillating between extremes. And I mean, we do have the sun in gate 55 in the emotion center again, right? There's just there's a lot of energy in the current human design that residing in the emotions center. That does correspond to our solar plexus, where we do hold, right, depending if it's in the upper, more in the upper of the solar plexus or lower, but this can hold feelings of being afraid, powerless, also possibly anger or even rage. And remember that the saboteur does reside in the solar plexus center, and that gate 55 where the sun is illuminating is the gate of abundance, right? And there is polarizing energy there. There's the extreme of like the happiness and excitement of like possibility, and at the same time there's the fear, right? Or you can even go to sadness and grief, just depends on what your experience is, right? And where you are at right now. I think that is a very helpful reminder of remembering and having compassion and grace, not only for yourself and just where you are at right now, but also where other people are at, right? So we're kind of steering clear of that judge, whether it is internal and upon self, right? Or of others, having, right, seeing through, perceiving through grace and compassion. And also I'm hearing like taking your time, and that this is right, this is definitely a journey, and feeling this is connecting us in this season is going to have us tuning into and connecting deeper within ourselves, and being able to actually sense and feel your own currency, and therefore being able to use your intuitive discernment with engaging with others, so relationships, opportunities, things like that, and what is aligned with your currency. Because remember, right, you're the conscious creator, right? That this is also your power, right? Connecting and engaging with your own internal divine power, right? This is going to be a long journey, because a lot of, I feel like the Pluto and Aquarius transit will be touching in on that, right, over his the course of that entire transit. But definitely in these next couple of days, in that grace and compassion filter or lens, being that just keep being brought back to the third quarter moon, and to remember that we are emptying out. And what I feel like isn't, it's almost like write down things that like are coming through, because I feel like it's good energy for that, as you are kind of, you know, what is the term I'm looking for? Like, not weeding through necessarily, but as you are riding the waves, right? And you're surfing these different currents and feeling into and getting to know like your own current, so you can, you are then building that internal strength and confidence within self and connecting to your own divine power and being able then to consciously respond to different, situations and connections, and from a place of what could be more, inspiring or creative or curiosity, right? Rather than, the opposite of that. So much that we're surfing at the moment as we go through these next couple of days, entering into that third quarter moon. I just keep getting a reminder that use this energy to let go of these deeper instinctual patterns that are rooted in that survival and fear, so that you're freeing up your energy and transforming it, right? And it is aligning with your divine frequency or currency, and then being able to, I'm getting is like it'll be clearer as your direction of true north, like what is true north for you, because all of this water and this energy right now can make that very, right, cloudy. Like the waters can be muddy, but it's coming up for clarification. Kind of reminds me of, the journey or the story of the lotus, of like going through that and you're rising up through, everything contributed to, right, growing up and blooming, and therefore, right, really showing who you are in all of your magnificence. I had a couple cards fall out, and we have basil and tangerine. Now, I feel like these will be very helpful because I know many of you are tired. I get it. There's a lot of fatigue with all of these energies, and you can have moments of that, like, okay, right? And you have the energy and then you do all the things. And like I said, the emotions are vacillating, like the whole spectrum of emotions from, or like one extreme to the other. But basil being the oil of renewal, and it helps, like, especially the mental body, gives it that, pixies running around, helps when your mental body is weary, and also your physical body. It's really great for your adrenals. You can, if you have the oil, you can put it directly on your adrenals, right, that sit on your kidneys there in your lower back. And then tangerine is the oil of cheerfulness. It has that very uplifting vibe. And basil can be inspirational too, because it gives that sense of renewal. And tangerine bringing that playfulness vibe, right? Because there's so much in wrapped up that we're working through, of so much in the masculine, and do, and what do I need to do, versus kind of tuning into your creation energy within you, allowing that to rise up within you and reveal itself, and then having that guide the strategy and what actions to take. So not that you're sitting back and you're like in the pause all the time, right? And a term that I kept receiving was soul flow. And that is something that we are working with at this time, is that, and being in flow with your soul. Now, being in flow doesn't mean you are airy fairy and you're not doing anything and you're just in the feminine all the time. That doesn't work. That is not balanced, right? Sometimes soul flow is hard work. You've got to, do all the things, whether it's like getting the practicals done, right? You have stuff, you have your own business. So there are things that you need to do, right? So there's, it's all just getting in alignment with your soul flow, because it's not about you getting in alignment with what your desire is. That's what we were taught, right, through this whole law of attraction phase, right, extensive phase. And that was very much in the masculine and the mental. Now, right, the game board has changed. Things are shifting, and it is where you get tuned into what your currency is, and then everything outside of you has to align with that, rather than the other way around. Let's see what the Akashic Tarot has for us over these next couple of days, giving us some extra guidance through navigating all of this water. And as the emotional body, the energetic bodies, just a lot there. And also, of course, being now in Pisces season, I mean, my dreams have been really interesting. I feel like you may connect more with, whether it is those that have crossed over and connecting with those on the other side, or that it is other beings, including like star beings or, higher dimensional beings, whatever. That channel will be either opening or definitely happening in dream time, if you're not, experiencing where you do it when you're in your waking time and you can meditate and connect. And that's something that you can do easily and is normal for you. There will be, I'm seeing like a lot of different connections happening, a lot of different activations happening in whatever your spiritual gifts are. There's going to be a lot of concentration of energy in those particular areas, and perhaps ones that aren't as strong or haven't been as strong will start to develop. Queen of Roses. Love the Queen of Roses. Sorry, don't know why the light dimmed out there. Where are you not? I mean, you can kind of translate or interpret the symbolism there, right? Where are you not in your heart? And so she is, as I put her down, she's facing the left, and I'm going to naturally put the next card to her right, just so she will be looking away from Uriel and the Sphinx. And so that is about, knowing, right, that it is work. It doesn't happen in a day, right? We know that this is work of discovering and to what our heart does know, right? And being able to hear that clearly and follow that clearly, clearing the way. don't know what, oh, there we go with the light. So I'll put that here, right? So we have the Queen of Roses, Uriel and the Sphinx, and clearing the way, right? So working on clearing all that, I just like all the gunk that has been buried deep. And I'm seeing like deep in the recesses, if you will. Within, I'm hearing the chambers of the heart. And it's all like kind of coming out now. And now the subtle energy body that corresponds to the heart is the astral body. Okay, this is the fourth auric layer. And this is where this is connected to, this is all relationships, either attracts or repels relationships. This is where energy can get, blocked energy can reside when it brings in, this connects with past lives, definitely like the harbors the past or holds the past, and the block there can transmit through the inner layers, right, and coloring on a current relationship or situation. So it's being, right, distorted as the energy moves through your inner layers and into the physical. And in the astral body, it brings together the simple emotion form from the emotional body, the simple mental form from the lower mental body, into kind of a full image. And if your clairvoyance isn't quite online, you know, just kind of maybe getting a sense of what may be there, that is, you know, can get a clearer idea of what is impacting, right, your current currency, I'm getting, and the light of the world. So, right, the soul and the soul's wisdom, I feel like spirit's knocking on the door. Need to pay attention, right? Don't get distracted. There can be some like too much scattered thinking with, you know, especially when Mercury squares Jupiter, that can be a bit, like I said, ungrounded, maybe a little scattered. And so paying attention to, you know, whether it's dreams or just an intuitive hit that comes in, paying attention to all of these. I feel like there's so many signs right now, and to be really paying attention to them, because we have that, especially now during Pisces season, I feel like we have that. I have one more card that wants to come out, coming through, trying to communicate with us. And right, bringing more of a, I feel, balance between the higher and more spiritual, energetic world and the physical, right? And it's all a process of bringing it together. I mean, that is part of this nodal cycle, and up in the air. So I feel like that is lined up with that third quarter square moon in, like, I feel like a release. You know, you can view it like, well, things are up in the air, but it also is releasing, right? And letting things go and not be so coming from that instinctual pattern that is rooted in fear or survival, and operating that way just because you don't, right? You don't know or you can't see. This is, you're building on and developing that trust within you, and that in trusting your intuitive discernment. But in order to do so, right, you have to get really connected to it very intimately. And so I feel like we're going to have that opportunity here. This season is really, now that we've entered into the Pisces season, it's going to really then be present and enhanced. So I hope you all have a wonderful next couple of days. I will just reminded, it just came in. And maybe I'll make a separate video for it, but there is, when it comes to the health, so with this energy and having so much water, you want to support your body with this. Don't eat excessive raw foods. You want warm, well-cooked foods, right? Good quality proteins, high fats, high-fat nuts. So that will help with keeping, you know, and grounding things as well. Interestingly enough, not so much with like a lot of greens I'm getting, not so much of those, but more of like rooted vegetables, and I'm getting a lot of like white purple too, which does help support the crown. But of course incorporating some greens, but I'm getting to definitely like steam or cook them to not have them raw. So, and that being said, and with all I've talked about with like the gut stuff and everything with this nodal cycle, that's going to be coming out more and more. And I know people are working on that. I have become, an ambassador for a Silver Fern brand. Really, they are high quality. Their formulations are amazing. Really clean and affordably priced. And I have, being an ambassador, I have a discount link for you all. So if you've heard of them or you're interested in checking them out, I will put the link below and you can check it out. And you'll get a discount too, 10% discount in using that link that I'll put below. So have a wonderful couple of days, and I will see you back here Friday for the weekend.